In this video, we're going to be installing these new mirrors on this Chevy Silverado. Let's get into it. Take this cover off first. Just use a trim tool. Just get behind it. And just pull. There is some clips holding it in. Underneath the handle, if you just take a pick, there's a little area where you can pop this cover off. Just get underneath there, pop it out. That's just clipped in there and there. Underneath here, do the same. Just use the pick or a screwdriver and pop that cover off. You want to take the lock knob off, just use a pick. Just get underneath here. You want to just slide that out and it slides right up. Now take these screws out. Use a 10mm socket. That one out there, and then there's two more underneath the handle. Take those out. Same 10mm socket. You might need a magnet. Pull those out. We're going to take the switch off. You can leave it on and take the door panel off and just disconnect it from underneath, but it's a little bit easier to get to the connectors if you take it off now. Just use a trim tool, get underneath there, pop it up. Then in the front, slide it out. Then you can disconnect the connectors, push down on the tab. And slide them all out. Now using a trim tool, we're going to pop the door pins out all along the perimeter of the door panel. There's just push pins holding it in. Just grab the door panel and slide it up. Right, now there's a thing over here. I'm going to get on that side. And then you want to pop this cable off. There is two little clips on the cable, and that slides right up like that. You can use some needle nose pliers to squeeze those clips and then pop it back. This one's actually broken. And then slide the door panel out and out of the way. Pull this vapor barrier back a little bit, just like that. And then this wire right here that you can see, you follow it up, it goes to where the mirror is. You just want to pull this wire out of there. And we'll disconnect this here. Just use a trim tool. Just pop these out. That. Take this foam piece out. Now take these nuts off. Use a 10mm socket. When you get to the last one, just make sure you support the mirror. Just so it doesn't fall. You can grab the mirror and just slide it out. It might be, there is an area where it's clipped in that might hold you up a little bit. You just got to pry it out. Just right there. And slide the wiring harness out. it is. Now take the new mirror, slide the wiring harness in here. And it's a good idea to have the window down while you're doing this, and make sure you have one of the nuts with you. And slide that on. And get the nut started. Once it's all the way on, then you can let go of the mirror and you can put the other two nuts on. And put the other nuts on. Now we'll tighten these down. And just snug those down. And take the wiring harness and slide it through here. And for the wiring harness, make sure you push all those push pins in where they go, and do the same with the other ones. Take the foam piece and push that in. Just like that. And make sure the vapor barrier is pushed up against. If you need a little more butyl tape, you just retape it. And take the wiring harness and slide them through the door panel. You're gonna come right there. Then we're gonna hook this cable up. This cable's gonna go right there. And lock down. Line the top part of the door panel up first. And make sure you get the push pins lined up. Those lined up, just push it back on. Take the bolts, get those started. And tighten those down. Put this cover on. This trim piece. The top one, line it up. Lock it in place. Lock knob. Make sure the lock rod is all the way up. Then put the lock knob on. And with that right there, just push on that little button. Make sure it works. And take the window switch and plug all the connectors in. They're all labeled for which color goes where. So that's the gray one, that's the brown one, that's the black one, and then this one on the end. Line it up and lock it down.